What's up guys, Winner Kills here. Welcome to a brand new first place locals deck profile. I'm here with my friend Kevin. Again, it's his second time getting a first place profile, and this time you're on something a little different. Last time was Shadal Dino, and
Yes.
now what are you on now?
Actually, I was playing Adamancipator Prank Kids today.
And why did you decide to play that in the new format?
So I thought this deck was very, very strong going first. Also, if you cater it correctly to going second with like the current format, because right now I think the current format is gonna be Striker, it's gonna be Drytrons, and then like maybe a version of Dragon Link. And I feel like this deck kind of covers all those. Plus, it has a really good, strong OTK potential as well, which I very like because that's the reason I like play dinos and stuff like that. But I really like this deck a lot.
All right, let's see that list.
All right, cool. So this deck is like pretty cookie cutter. Like it's pretty explanatory. But I play 3 of the rocks, 3 of the Prank Kids Roxies. It just basically helps you green climb, and that's pretty much about it. I play 1 of the Lampsies. So the reason why I play 1 Lampsies and not the Dropsies is because I also play Leonite. And this is part of the main part of the combo. So like if I'm going into this, I might also play Leonite, and Leonite also kind of excavates 5 cards, so you actually can like start your next turn. So if you like, if let's say you full combo, most of the time it's gonna run through your whole hand, so you need an extra card for next turn. So Leonite will actually give you the extra card if you excavate it. So this is great. So for the Adamancipators, I play 3 of the Analyzers, 3 of the Seekers, and then 3 of the Researchers. Obviously, pretty self-explanatory. You want to see these. These cards literally are just giving you free bodies when you excavate them. So these are great. You can't play less of them. You have to play. You have to play all 9 of those.
Nice.
So you also have to play 2 of the Dragites. So what happens with this is when it's excavated by Adamancipator, and when it's special summoned by Adamancipator card effect, you get to draw 1. So you can draw it off of using the Seeker, the Researcher, etc. It gives you +1. It's also 4 body. You can also use it to make like Dweller and like or just like Synchro Climb into Reptite or Leonite. So this is really great.
Nice.
3 of the best spells in the whole deck. This card, Adamancipator Sign, is literally a monster reborn for the Adamancipator cards. It basically lets you, if you reborn an Adamancipator monster, you can also stack your deck. You don't necessarily have to monster reborn an Adamancipator card. Sometimes you can reborn like a Quackmere Guardian if you're afraid of like getting Nibiru or a monster effect. So this is also very great. Does suck that it targets, so DD Crow and Bell kind of destroys that. But I only play 1 Doki Doki. Reasoning is because Doki Doki actually kind of sucks to draw, because it's actually neg 1. Because if you summon Doki, you discard a card and they ash it, it's kind of hard to kind of combo after you only have 3 cards. That means your hand has to be really, really good. You have to actually have Researcher or like Seeker or any sort of extender to actually play. But sometimes it does. You can actually. I also play Salamander El Mirage. El Mirage does help you if you actually have the what's it called? The Pella XCs. You can continue playing from there, but just 1 of him. 3 Supplier, really good card. Helps you chain block as well. So sometimes you can go into using a Researcher and then another monster and go into Help. And then if their summon is good, you can just chain Help 1, Supplier 2. So then you don't get Ash. If they Ash this, you don't really care too much. So chain block, that's pretty good. 3 other good cards: Guardian, Monster Negate, Excavate it. Pretty much you don't even go to Appaloosa if you have this still on field. So this is a really good card. I play the 1 Plague because this is for Hulk. This card is, I need it because when you're running through and making your Synchros, your Reptite and Leonite, you tend to run out of the Seekers and the Researchers to actually keep making them, because usually from there you use a 4, then you need 2, then you need another 2 to make Savage or Crystal Wing or Dragite. So this helps with that. Also, you can also stack your deck with this very well. So when I say like you have like a Dragite in your hand, you have to use the effect. You can stack the Dragite and then hit it off with a Reptite, and then you just add it or something like that. So
very
really
spicy.
Nice. Yeah, this is really nice.
I like that.
Comes in clutch. 3 of the Pill XCs, you want to see it as well, because it also chain blocks as well. Fun fact, if you use Parallel XCs, you in the same chain to actually summon a Link monster, you cannot actually use Supplier as well. You can only choose one or the other.
Okay.
Since they're within the same summoning window, you have to use this for that. So Parallel XC is really good. Gets you to your Link 4 plays, and also it gets you into Gallon Granite as well. So this is really good.
Nice.
So the only deck I'm really afraid of is Drytrons. So this is in just for the Drytron matchup, pretty much.
Understandable.
3 Lightning Storms, back row. You can, do random stuff pretty much. Like if they make Appaloosa with the Tri-Brigades, you can actually just Lightning Storm their Appaloosa. If you feel like you can play through the Revolt, if they actually have a Revolt set up. If not, this card is Raigeki or Heavy Storm Duster, whatever you want. So this is really good.
Nice.
3 of the Droplets. You need this. Pretty much helps you play through boards. Actually, sometimes you actually can get spicy by actually sending off the monster with this and then lightning storming their back row with the monster.
God,
so
dude,
that works as well. So this is really good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Then 2 of the 1-0s, 1 Upstart and then 1 Monster Reborn.
Very nice.
I see some people play the Dragoon package. I personally don't agree with that. The fact that you're playing 2 vanillas plus fusion, and you also got to play Anaconda. Extra deck space is like super tight, and I don't really feel like you want to draw bricks. You want to draw cards that are alive every single turn, something that does something for you.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't play those. This is a suggestion. Some people do. It does give you a higher ceiling. I personally don't think that you really need that. The deck is just survive a turn, and the next turn you can kind of kill them.
Gotcha. Extra deck?
Extra deck, yes.
All right.
Playing the 1 Meow Meow, just for like the Link climb. 1 break is Doodle Doo.
Doodle Doo?
Doodle Doo. I was about to do a DB grinder and call it the other word, but yeah, you just need this to Link climb. I don't play like any of like Prank's Place or like the Pandemonium or like or whatever. I don't think it's like. The deck already has a lot of like spell cards and non-engine cards that you already have that you don't want to risk excavating cards that you need that turn, and it's not the card you need. So I wouldn't play that. Right. So those. The El Mirage, this comes up when you like I said, with making the Doki, and if you have Parallel Xyz, you can still make the Gallon Granite, and hopefully you can pop off from there. So there. The 1 Help. Sometimes you do need to make help, depends on the shape of the hand and also like the status of the board. So one of those. The 1 IP.
Yeah.
The
ice, man. Yeah. Oh my god.
1 IP, it was okay. It was kind of useful today. I had 2 monsters on the board made IP, and I had Appaloosa IP and Savage, and I think Leonite on my turn. On their turn, I think I just brought back the Raptite from it, so with Leo effect. So this is good, not bad. The Nightmare Unicorn. This was pretty good today. Wasn't too bad. You make this every single turn, so you if you start first, you do need this card. And the access code pretty much because you played the Unicorn. This is
Gotcha.
Too expensive to my
really.
Way too expensive right now. So I played the 3 Adamancipator Synchros, Raptite, Leonite, and then Dragite. So Raptite is pretty much a DD Crow on their turn if they have a Wind Monster in their grave. So you can. This is really good. I will actually have this on board if I couldn't make anything else. I'd rather keep this against like the Drytron matchup because like if they pitch as a Ben 10 as a tribute cost, you could just DD Crow it and then doesn't resolve. So I really like this a lot. And then the Leonite is on their turn. If you have Fire Engrave, it's a Monster Reborn. Okay. So most of the time, I will actually send the Raptite into the grave for like Appaloosa material or for my Synchro 8, and then on their stamina phase, I'll reborn it back using Leonite. So then I have a DD Crow as well on top of it.
Gotcha.
Dragite is if you have a water on their turn, it's a spell and trap negate, I believe.
And then it's a Mass Compulse, right?
Yes,
Crazy
non-targeting Mass Compulse.
Insane.
It's amazing. This card literally won me my last game against my friend Sheen. I just Mass Compulse back like his back row and like. Because he had 3 and I was like scared of what it was, so I just Mass Compulsed it back. But non-targeting is really great.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah. And then my 2 Synchro 8s I play.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My camera's gonna it's gonna shut down from how cold it's getting in here, dude.
Yeah, so I play this because occasionally you don't have enough resources to actually go into Appaloosa. So sometimes your board could be like Leonite and then a Raptite and then another level 2 tuner, and you're afraid of Appaloosa, and like you don't want to make it because you want to expend the more resources where you can make other like a Boros Savage or another monster. You can make Crystal Wing instead. Crystal Wing is a monster negate, pretty good, pretty much. I would make this. I didn't make much of this today. I only made it once today. But when I made it, it was because I didn't have enough resources to make Appaloosa, so I made that. Savage is pretty self-explanatory. It's a monster or spell trap negate.
Yep.
Pretty good card, obviously.
Yeah.
I always ended on it if I went first.
Nice.
And then the 2 of. I play also Abyss Dweller and then Galagranite. You have to play this. It's mandatory for the deck. Dweller, I feel like it's pretty good for this format. I feel like there's a lot of decks right now that utilizes the graveyard. Example would be like Drytron's Dragon Link. My one friend's playing like Dragoonity Dragon Link, and to start up the whole deck, they need to utilize their graveyard a little bit. I'm pretty sure Invoked is also going to start coming back into the format because Alistair's a one star combo pretty much for the whole deck. This card literally just says no, especially if they're playing Shaddolls. So I feel like you have to play that. You don't have to. If you want to, you can cut the Abyss Dweller and play the Dragoons if you want. That's really optional. Depends on what you want, but I like keeping card advantage, so I will not play that. Okay, and I think that's all 15.
All right, and then the side deck?
Yes,
all right.
Side deck. Playing obviously the 1 pay. Wish there was more. Just one.
Card is crazy.
Card is crazy. I also play 3 Cycle Readers. I feel like most of my other matchups are pretty good. I don't really feel too threatened on other matchups, but Drytrons, if they set up, they're just gonna Solemn Strike all my summons, and from there I'm not gonna be able to play. So I feel like Cycle Reader with the Drolls, I'm pretty well equipped. Plus the Droplets, I'm pretty well equipped to play for that matchup. Didn't play anybody today with playing Drytrons, but this was decided for that just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
3 Nibiru's, just for like the rogue matchups. You never know. This card's it's also a rock. Yeah. It's also a rock.
It is indeed a rock.
So you can excavate it, and it's a 3K body if anything. So you can play this. So it's good. Back row removal, very generic. 3 Cosmic Cyclones. Pretty self-explanatory. I'll slide these in most of the time if I'm playing against back row decks. Put the 1 Duster.
Yep.
And then 2 Anti-Spell and then 1 IO.
Okay.
This is also more towards like Drytrons or any sort of matchups that utilizes the spell cards.
Striker.
Yes, thank you. As a matter of fact, I'm playing a deck. Striker was very prominent. It didn't play anybody Striker, but you gotta play Anti-Spell and you gotta play IO, especially if you're playing against Striker. We had quite a few of those today, actually. Surprise. So. Pretty self-explanatory, and then the 1 red reboot.
Gorgeous card.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, the 1 red reboot. Back row hate pretty much. Didn't draw it today, but decided it in against my last round opponent. But that was really good.
All right, so I guess one of the last things I'll ask you is, what were your matchups today?
So I played against like a version, like a ritual kind of a deck. It was utilizing a lot of like Drytron cards to kind of like link climb and make monsters, but like it was okay. I 2-0'd him, and that was pretty much it. He didn't even play Herald of Perfection Ultimateness, so like the matchup, I hate to say it, was kind of free a little bit. So the kid's also kind of young. So. And then round 2, I played against. Wow, I think I played Ice Barriers.
Oh my god.
It was a very rogue deck. Wasn't expecting that. He went first, made a board, set Judgment, and nothing else. It was really subpar. I broke the board. He Judgment my Unicorn, and I had enough. I made a Boros Savage, made a Dragite, and I pushed for game from there.
Nice.
That was like both games pretty much. It was over quickly. Game 3, I played against my friend Johnny. He was playing Virtual Worlds, Unfortunately, I guess I'm really good at cutting decks because he ended up drawing all 3 of his trap cards, which then makes it so he couldn't even play.
Oh my goodness.
And then he like looked at me, I looked at him, and I normal summon Researcher, excavated. He saw like the Roxy's, and he's like, "Is there anything else you could do after that?" I'm like, "Yeah." I showed him my secret, and he's like, "Okay, next game."
Oh no.
We sided. Game 2, he ended up playing. I did it again to him. He actually drew 3 King Longs, very unplayable. Made a very subpar board. I Nibiru'd him when he had Crocosaurus. He already used a Nyan effect, so he just ended up with a rock, and that was it. He had no other plays.
Wow.
And then from there, I just killed him.
Yep.
So it was very over quickly, unfortunately. Game 4, I played against Sheen. Rasheen, who actually has been on the channel. He's a mutant player.
Yep.
That game was pretty interesting. I won dice roll. I went first. I set up my board of Savage, Leonite. On his turn, my Reptite came back. My Appaloosa for 3, and then I think I had a Dweller too. I think in there somewhere. And he set 3. I negated all of his monster effects, and then he flipped. What was he flip? He flipped Ice Dragon Prison on me.
Okay.
And I negated it with Savage. And then on the resolution, he flipped, there can only be 1.
There can only be fun.
Yeah, and then I was like, great. So I got rid of like my 1 tuner and then my Raptoid. And then I kind of like lost my mind, I think, at one point. Because I was supposed to make...
Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was supposed to make Unicorn. And instead I went right to making Access Code, and he just judgmented. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm like, why did I do all that? So, long story short, he judgmented that. He was down to like 1700. I just poked with Leonite and Savage, etc. And then like I just killed him through there. Like he couldn't do anything else after that. Game 2, he went first, set up his board. It was kind of hard to push through everything. On his turn, he flipped there can only be. On my turn, he flipped there can be 1. So my guys was all rocks, and I didn't have any like. I didn't have my Cosmics. I didn't have my Lightning Storm, so like I couldn't push through it.
Yeah.
I just ended up having Leonite just because I'm poking for damage, and he just killed me from there. Game 3 was kind of same situation as like game 1. My board was a little less subpar this time. I had Appaloosa, Savage, and then Leonite, and then on his turn I brought back Reptite. He normal summoned his mutant like M48, activate his effect and give Appaloosa. Then he activated the second effect to view this off to special summon. I negated that effect too. And then he just set 3 past. Okay. And then on my turn I normal summoned Seeker because I already had Leo on field, and I was going to Dragite because like want to play into his back row. He activated Expansion, and I asked him if it like fusion summon because I was kind of scared. He said no, it didn't. It just like kind of like
searches
a card for him. I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I made Dragite, so I had Dragite, the Dragite, Boral Savage with 2 negates still on there. So then I had IP already, so the IP into Unicorn. Unicorn, spin back a card, and then I also activated Dragite, spin back his other card. I asked him at the end of it, I won that game. At the end of it, I asked him what it was. He said it was 2 there can only be 1s, and then the mutant expansion. So he said he was trying to bait and see if I would actually negate the expansion to flip the 3 or only be 1, but I was thinking like, if it doesn't kill me, there's no point to negate the effect. So
yeah, exactly. Definitely a good call there.
Yeah.
So congratulations on your second first place profile.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to add before we end the video? Or?
No, subscribe to his channel and make sure to use Winter Kills 10 off at Imperium Duelist.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
And like always, a huge shout out goes to all of the YouTube members that support this channel, and a special thanks, of course, goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84 and Pony Stark. Thank you guys so much as always for your continued and extremely generous support of this channel.